Special report. Today, we are going to dive into what could be a potential witness in the Diddy trial, one of the adult workers that was purchased for the freak offs. Jonathan Oddi, who told us all the salacious details about what he embarked upon with Diddy and Cassie years ago. And we all thought he was off his meds, but he was telling the truth, and we about to get into it. Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today again on the Community Ledger. Again, my name is Andrea Banu. For all of those who have been watching and haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so right now so that I can continue to receive the love, grow my channel, and continue to put out this content. So now, I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard the name Jonathan Oddi, but it has come up in the Diddy case, specifically within the last 2 days. Prosecution spoke about it. It was a particular worker that Cassie and Diddy had hired that Cassie did not trust. She believed that he was recording some of the details of their encounters, and ultimately Diddy severed ties with him. However, the name is incredibly important because this particular gentleman was in an interview. He actually had, so I'll scratch that. He's important because several years back, he apparently shot up Mar-a-Lago. Yes, the Mar-a-Lago where Trump resides. And they did an interview and an interrogation after all of this. And this is where he revealed a lot of things about a lot of industry insiders. And apparently, he was telling the truth. Like I said before, a lot of people, when they saw the interview, they're like, this man has lost his mind. He's clearly off his meds. He's crazy. But now that everything has come out, he was actually telling the truth. And he did not just drop some bombshells with regards to Diddy and Cassie. He also spoke about a lot of other entertainers. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what some news insiders had to say about it.
So in May of 2018, a man named Jonathan Oddi opened fire at Donald Trump's Miami golf course and was shot and arrested by police. Now, Oddi said that he was in the middle of a bipolar episode. That's where it gets interesting. Later, while being questioned by Florida authorities, Oddi brought up something totally unexpected. He claimed that he'd been a sex slave for Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura. This video is courtesy of Real World Media. Take a look.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks.
Whoa. This is my first time hearing him tell about the amount of encounters he had. So just to recap, he said Diddy would pleasure himself in the room and he would instruct Jonathan Oddi what to do with Cassie. Now, the little tidbit that I'm just hearing for the first time is he said he had about 15 encounters with them. Quite a bit. Let's continue.
A lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave.
So at the time, Oddi stood more. And now in an exclusive interview, Oddi opens up to News Nation senior producer Allison Weiner about his claims, beginning with why he's agreed to talk now. Listen to this.
What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have not watched this video yet. I had no idea that they were actually going to have a conversation with Jonathan Oddi. So we are watching this for the first time together. Whoa. Okay. Oh my goodness.
I felt bad because I got along well with her, and I think she's a decent person. And unfortunately, I had a suspicion that she was in a situation that she was in, but I wasn't sure. And now I understand what was going on in my life and what was happening. And him beating her up in the hotel shows me the type of individual he is and confirms that everything that happened to me was true and correct and in line with his personality.
So is speaking to us from a Miami jail now. Here is how Oddi says it all began for him.
I was a male Chippendale, a model Chippendale, you could say. And they called me for a show for the agency that I work for to do a show. And then I went and did a show, and things led to them offering me more money to perform sexual acts. And that's it. That's how I basically got started. I get dressed like a police officer, I do a show, I do strip down, and then, they offer me some more money. They offer me some more money to do some extra stuff.
So Oddi did get specific about the extra stuff that he says Diddy wanted from him. And these specifics were consistent with what he told law enforcement during the 2014 interrogation. Here is how he describes the atmosphere and how frequently it happened.
Candles, sensual atmosphere, lights off. He would sit in a corner in a sofa, watch and masturbate. And he'd say, he'd tell her, give her instructions what to do to me. Perform oral sex, rub baby oil. Then he'd tell me to rub baby oil, perform oral sex, and then have sex.
How many times did you have sex with Cassie?
Probably like 15 sessions.
And what did you get paid? How much?
It would be like 800 each time. Each act. But sometimes they'll call me twice. I'll leave, and then 3 hours later, they would call me, come back.
What?
And so Oddi claimed that the sessions were drug-fueled and that his concern for both Cassie and himself led him to get one of their sessions on video. Listen to what he says about that.
Or why did you decide to record or video?
Because after she passed out, I decided to record that. So in the event anything worse happened, like if she died, or anybody died, it will be on camera, it will be on video, what happened. So I wouldn't be responsible for any of that.
So you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs. I mean, like about her dying or him dying or somebody dying from the drugs, and that you would be held responsible. So you brought a video. You brought your phone?
No, I had a USB video memory stick done like spy shot, and I put it in the water on the table, in the living room table of the hotel I was upstairs. I just filmed it, and had it transcribed, and it had her threatening me. But he was telling her what to say. They had an argument. When I left, I knew they were paranoid. So I wanted to guarantee my safety. So I texted him and said, hey, if anything happens to me, I got evidence of it. At the settlement table, there was a lot of irregularities, okay? It was my first settlement. So they brought me in, and Diddy had a t-shirt with 2 men in ski masks pointing, making gun signs, okay? And it was black and white, and it had a red frame, okay? But that's the way he operates. He communicates, threatening you, like saying, I'm going to have you killed.
So Oddi says to prevent the recording from going public, that's what he was just talking about, Diddy had him sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, in exchange for $5 million in hush money. This was in 2014. The Daily Mail ran a screenshot of what appears to be a signature page signed by Sean Combs and Oddi. We have not been able to obtain the document or verify its contents or authenticity, nor have we been able to verify the existence of the video that you heard him talking about. Now, according to Daily Mail's report, the timing coincided with a spending spree by Oddi of Florida real estate, and it also coincided with Oddi's divorce. His ex-wife tells the Daily Mail that she found out about his windfall only after their split.
Basically, the day the incidents happened at Trump National Doral, I had to take a medication, and I didn't. I'd be diagnosed bipolar, but I wasn't sure I was bipolar. And I had an episode, and basically, I've been taking medication every day. I've been stable. I had no issues in jail. I've done excellent behavior in jail. Yeah, I'm feeling ready to come out to society and be a productive member of society.
All right, so Oddi remains locked up in a Florida jail, still awaiting trial on charges of attempted murder, armed burglary, aggravated assault, and armed grand theft. Regarding the sex slave claims, we've reached out to Sean Diddy Combs' team for comment and have yet to hear back. And thank you to Allison Weiner for that interview. We will continue to investigate all of that.
Wow. Like I said, that was my first time even seeing that with you today. This is not going to be a good look if this man testifies in this Diddy trial, because he pretty much substantiates everything that Cassie has said. He said that he had the feeling that she was in a situation, I would say domestic or being forced. He had that feeling. And now he says, now that he saw the video of Diddy being violent toward Cassie, it pretty much confirms what he was feeling already, that she was being forced or intimidated to do these things. Which is going to play right into these trafficking charges of fear, force, and coercion. And then what he also says is that Diddy pretty much threatened to unalive him. Got into a very settlement situation, a meeting. It sounds like gentlemen had or what looked like guns or looked like weaponry under their shirts, or I couldn't really understand what he was insinuating there, but it looks like it was something that, you know, some people came to intimidate, so to speak, and that he definitely felt threatened. He did say this is how Diddy operates. He threatens to harm you, unalive you. Again, which is something that Don touched on a little bit yesterday before they adjourned for the weekend. Don said that the reason she did not intervene when they saw Diddy assaulting Cassie is due to fear of reprisal, fear of being, you know, harmed. She said people go missing. And the prosecution said, what did you think that to mean? And she said, unalived. So that again is going to show, you know, force and coercion. So when you threaten people to intervene or speak out that you will be harmed or unalived, that is serious stuff with regards to, you know, force and coercion with regards to these sex trafficking, or I'm sorry, ex trafficking allegations that he's facing right now. Like I said, this is my first time even seeing this, you know, Jonathan Oddi in the original. Let me see if I can pull up the original video. So, okay, here it is, that original interrogation of Jonathan Oddi. Let's watch.
Dog Bubbles. That's the dog. Yeah. Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies. Okay, they're gay. Who? Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter.
Okay. Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah. Gotcha.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter. Okay.
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot, brother. So I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. Against Donald Trump. Okay, because he used to belong to their side. You understand? He used to belong to that illuminated group that I told you about, which is an elite group, okay, of individuals which run the whole country. All right. Basically, what I did you tell him did you explain him about the message? Or
Please. Elaborate.
On Thursday, turning to Friday, basically, I went to Donald Trump. I went through the gates. I took I jumped the fence and I took the American flag. I put it in the front desk and I blew the chandelier. What I did that for is to transmit a statement to the American people and to Donald Trump that we're not accepting any more corruption and abuse from their system of friends. Okay. Donald's still blind because he thinks that he let Hillary off the hook and she's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying. Okay, keep going.
It ain't like that. The CIA and then they want to do the same thing that he did to JFK. Okay.
All right.
Why? Because they want the United States to fall. They've already been creating a state of chaos and confusion in the United States. They want the United States to fall.
So what he's saying is that he ultimately went in there and created chaos at the Trump property because he wanted to warn the American people as well as Trump that pretty much oligarchs are controlling the country, that there are a select few who control everything, and that he wanted to, like I said, warn the American people as well as Trump, and that things aren't sweet, that they want Trump unalived, and that he thinks that Trump may think that he, is protected or he's in with them, but they ultimately want to destroy America. They want America to fall, and that they want him out of the way because he's not aligning with their program. This is deep. I never saw this part of this interview. Like, wow.
Was against their agenda and won the presidency. Okay. He did get help from Russia. He did get help from the Saudis. He also got help from a lot of Republicans in here, which is the electoral college vote. And he got a lot of support from Republican people. Okay. The elections, they weren't fair, but he wanted the electoral college vote.
Right.
Which is the Republican vote, basically, got him through. Okay. He didn't get the popular vote.
Right. I hear you.
So basically, the interior, he made it. He's president-elect by the electoral college. So he made it. The situation is that he still hasn't kicked out the corruption from the system. He's letting them stay due to money, basically. Because they all like making money. That's why they're all billionaires, etc. So there's only there's select few of that run the country. Okay. So I know you may or may not. I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Okay. Yeah, Illuminati. Okay. They've made it in dance. Basically, what it means, illuminated. Okay. They do satanic ritual abuse, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family, kids, etc. on the group, and they bond that way. Okay, so they do sexual pedophilia. They do animal abuse, killing of animals, blood sacrifices, and everything in the Bohemian Grove. Okay, the Bohemian Grove, the bushes go there. George Senior and George, both of them are in the same agenda. They cousins with the Clintons. Okay, so is Donald Trump. He's also a distant cousin. So if you see, there's a direct correlation of the
So he said, hold on, let me.
presence of the United States being bonded between family ties. Okay.
Gotcha.
So he said Donald Trump is a distant cousin of the Clintons, that they're all tied through family ties. Now, I don't know if you guys remember when Obama was in office. Remember that little girl? She was like an elementary school girl, and she did for like a school project. She did the genealogy between all of the presidents and showed that every single American president, all the way down to Barack Obama, were within the same family ties. They all had the same genetic ties. He's pretty much stating that Trump is a part of that tie as well, genetic tie as well. Wow.
all these family ties, while not go back to the same place, the royal family in England. Okay, the family here of the Illuminati are descendants of the royal British family. Okay, they have children between themselves. Why? Because it's they have that issue. You understand? They want like superiority of the race.
Mhm.
They see it that way,
Mm.
but it backfires them because it makes them simple-minded. You understand? When you
So he's saying that they're actually this descendants of this royal family are doing inbreeding so that they can create a superior race. However, it's backfiring because they're inbreds. Psychologically, mentally, they're off. Interesting.
when you have sex with someone in your family, your kids are not gonna come out small. You
Right.
understand? They're gonna come out dumb. All right. So Donald turned his back, but he's still trying to negotiate a peaceful way out, and they have
Mm.
an agenda to kill him.
Whoa. He's stating that Donald Trump turned his back on this particular agenda that they were all in agreement of, and he's trying to remove himself from that agenda and this allegiance in a peaceful way. And this is the conflict that's going on between all of these powerful players. This is deep. Wow.
Example: if you look at the Illuminati card games, example, okay, you look at the game, Illuminati card game.
I'm not familiar with it, so help me understand.
It's a card game.
It's a card game.
That tells you exactly what their agenda is.
Gotcha.
It's called mental pre-program. That means that you predispose already once you play this, your mind is already predisposed at this happening, and you accepting it.
Mm.
Okay, so they have a picture of Donald dead in that game.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm not crazy. They have the picture of Donald dead, but they also had the Twin Towers. They had everything on there.
Gotcha.
Okay, from A to Z. So it's kind of like a hidden agenda, which they try to make it open to our eyes, but we really don't see it. We're so busy working.
It's kind of like hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The
Boule.
Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Okay, you my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
Okay. I had settlement with Sean. Okay. and he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land over contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years.
This is interesting because this was many, many years before this Diddy trial, and he stated that Garagos was his lawyer, and Garagos is defending him right now in this very same trial. That is interesting.
And worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay. When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything, okay? I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won, but they did. Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally.
So this is deep. He is stating that original encounter that he had with Diddy, where Diddy paid him off and he signed that NDA and returned the footage of these freak-offs, Garagos was Diddy's lawyer at the time. Garagos is Diddy's lawyer right now during this trial. So Garagos had awareness of Diddy's dealings and some of these freak-off allegations way before he was indicted. Wow.
And it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy.
So, whoa. So how is this going to work in the trial? If he's testifying and he's going to be cross-examined by Garagos, how does that work? Because I've had an interaction with you where you made me sign an NDA and you knew of all of this evidence before this indictment. How does that even work? This is crazy.
It's possible. I'm not sure. Now, how does this lead to war star from?
Okay.
The Mercedes family. Ben Mercedes, that works with Mark Garagos. Mark Garagos used to be Michael Jackson's attorney.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles.
Yeah. He had he dropped Michael and they OD'd him, okay? He didn't know.
And oh my God, he is insinuating, he is alleging that Garagos, who is the same defense attorney for Diddy right now, was also Michael Jackson's attorney. He's alleging that Garagos had a hand in the unaliving of Michael Jackson.
Those, they OD'd him because they keep the royalties of the music. Michael alone made $860 million alone last year, okay, in 2017, which who keeps that royalty? The music companies. Who represents the media and entertainment in the United States? Most of them, Mercedes does. Kenny Mercedes, which is Greenman Mercedes shot out of New York. Okay. So what they've been doing is they've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him. Okay, because they know he is very alpha. Okay. Very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to be famous in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? But it ain't happening because it's too smart for them. You understand what I'm saying?
You're trying to, right?
Don is intelligent. We have a similar type of intelligence and overview of things. The only thing is he's not seeing that Hillary is a distant cousin of his, and Obama have a different plan for him. You understand?
Wow. He said what Trump is not seeing is, or even knowing, if he even knows, he said Hillary is a distant cousin of Trump's. And what Trump is not understanding is that Hillary and Obama have a different plan for him. Speaking about Trump, this is getting deep. Okay. This is getting so deep. I don't even know if I want to go any further. I don't know if I want to go any further because I have not seen this. And I don't even know what the rest of this video is going to entail. And, you know, this is getting crazy. This is getting rather deep. So what I'm going to do, because this was just supposed to be about this Diddy trial, and he is going so deep into the rabbit hole, I got to be able to climb myself out of it. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this original interrogation into the description so that you can go in there and watch it in its entirety on your own, because it looks like it's heavy. Okay. He's talking about a whole lot of stuff. And these little tidbits that he gave me right here, that what he's saying was like from 2018. And now fast forward to where we are now. This is getting crazy. This sucked me into this trial even more than before, because this man is supposed to testify. Is he going to make it to the trial? Lord, this is crazy. And then everything going on with this Garagos, the lawyer of Diddy. I wasn't prepared. So like I said, getting back to this Diddy situation, let me go ahead and get that off the screen. So listen, so you heard it right there. He was an ex-worker who Diddy hired to perform with Cassie. He gives a lot of the details on what was going on at those freak offs. He speaks about illegal substances as well as baby oil, lighting, etc., etc., etc. So he has the exact same details that Cassie has, which is not going to look good for the defense, not at all. Oh my God, I had an epiphany. Oh my God, I just had an epiphany. I ain't even gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it because I want you to get into those comments and tell me your thoughts, because it looks like all this is interconnected and it is getting crazy. Okay. So nonetheless, this man is supposed to testify. He is going to correlate everything that Cassie said on those first 2 days. It is not looking good for Diddy. It is not looking good for Diddy at all, but I do want to know your opinions. Like I said, if you have been watching these last few days of the trial, if you've been over here watching the follow-up, it is going to get crazy. It's only been 1 week down. According to the courts and the media, it's supposed to be 2 more victims that are supposed to be testifying that similar things happened to them, that happened to Cassie. 8 different ex-workers, as well as Diddy's staff. So this is going to be crazy, salacious, wild. Okay. And I'm going to be here covering it every step of the way. So again, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do it now. Push that notification button so that you can be notified every time I put up a new video. And please get in those comments, because I want to know your opinions. I need to hear some of this feedback on how you feel about finding out that Garagos was at that original interaction between Jonathan Oddi and Diddy. That is wild. So again, if you have not already, please go ahead and share this video. And until next time, my name is Andrea Benu, and this is the Community Ledger. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and watch the next video by clicking right here.